There we go. Very good. We're recording. All right. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to ES 1060 and Computer Science 1010. This is a class that is it's co-listed. So there are two courses in one. Some of you are in Computer Science 1010. Some of you are in ES 1060, and we also have a really nice variety of different students in this class. We have some students who are engineering majors, some students who are computer science majors, and some students who are actually K-12 teachers who are in the K-12 computer science endorsement program. So welcome to everyone. And I always love classes like this because I feel like we get to learn a lot from each other, and we have a lot of different points of view and lots of areas of expertise. So it's great. Now the classes are very similar. We're just going to do some bookkeeping today. Then I'm going to give you two really short assignments, and we actually will not meet this Friday. So I'll be available, but if you have any questions, I'll turn my Zoom on, but you don't have to be here on Friday. We'll start in earnest on Monday, August 28th. So the first thing is I'm going to pull up, this is our Moodle page. So I wanted to make sure that everybody, you're here, so that's a good sign. But just in case anybody out in Cyberland has trouble accessing your Moodle page, the first thing that you do is go to your landing page, which is my.nwc.edu. And then you'll have a card somewhere. Your page is going to look a little bit different than mine because as an instructor, my stuff is a little bit different, but you'll have an icon here that says Moodle. Now, if this card that has Moodle on it, online courses Moodle, is not where you want it to be, you can move it around. So for example, you can just pick it up and move it to a new location, or however you want it to be, or you can get rid of it. So if you don't want it to be bookmarked there, you can just unbookmark it, and then you can place things where you want them to be. All right, so but for you, underneath the Moodle tab, there will be this tab that says either, it could say Intro to Computer Science, or it could say ES 1060, or it might say both. But in any case, you can open up that tab, and then everything that you need for class is going to be here for you. So I've put the Zoom link for the class at the top. And then I've given you 3 methods of contacting me. Since this is a Zoom class, and since some people, I'm saying this for the people who we're recording for right now, since some people are taking this course asynchronously, those methods of contacting me are going to be very important, because when we're together like this, whether we're Zoom or face-to-face, you'll be able to talk to me and we'll be able to get instant feedback. If you do a class asynchronously, if, for example, you're doing it that way all the time, or if someday you're not able to be here and you want to watch the recorded lecture, that's absolutely fine as far as the class goes, but you'll definitely have a need to get a hold of me, or you may have a need to get a hold of me. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of all the different ways that you can do that. I have text me. You can call me at this number as well, but texting works a lot better for me. I'll just tell you in advance, I never pick up my voicemail. I have no idea what's on my voicemail. So if you text me, I will be able to answer you. If you if you phone me and I don't answer, I may never know that you actually phoned. So I apologize in advance for that little idiosyncratic behavior. All right, so I'm going to share my screen again. There we go. So here on a Moodle page, the first thing are the syllabi for both courses. And I'll just pull one up. They're very, very similar. Computer science, and so I'll go through the 1010 or the 1060 syllabus, and then I'll just say some differences about some differences and similarities with the 1010. But if you have your Moodle page, if you pull up your syllabus, we can take a look at this right now. But basically, our lecture is going to be Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 a.m. And our lab is Mondays from 2 till 3:40. The class Zoom link, it's the same one on the Moodle page, is on the top of your syllabus. Now, if you are in Computer Science 1010, there's also a lecture period on Friday from 9 till 9:50. So in other words, ES 1060 has 2 lectures in a lab. ES 10 or COSC 1010 has 3 lectures in a lab. In that third lecture in computer science, we'll do a little bit of structured programming. We'll do a little bit of flow charting and some other things that are sort of essential to structured programming, and that'll lead you into some object-oriented programming in computer science 1030. Now, if you're in 1060 or ES 1060, you're more than welcome to view those lectures and attend those. It'll be on the Moodle page, but you're not obligated to. So the grading is just a slight bit different, not harder, but there's just a little bit different content between the 2 courses. So we're about 80% the same, 20% different. So like my office hours say, you can you schedule using this link, Calendly.com, which is another thing I wanted to show you today. Or if I'm in my office anytime, you're free to stop by. So if you take a look at the Calendly link, I use this a lot, and it just simplifies our ability to meet with each other. And basically, if you just type into the URL slot calendly.com/Astrid-Northrup, it will bring up it'll bring up this schedule where it says a 30-minute meeting. It also tells you that I'll assume it's by Zoom, but after you schedule the meeting, if you want to come to my office, just send me an email and I'll make sure that I'm available to you. So what that does is it ties into my calendar. And so let's say you wanted to meet with me on Wednesday, August 30th. It'll show you the time slots that are available. You just pick one and it sends us both an email and it's all scheduled. So it's a very, very convenient way of scheduling things. It sort of eliminates a lot of back and forth, and you can guarantee that you and I will have that time together if you do that. So going back to our syllabus, she says, no, wrong one. All right, let me get her. I'll just pull it up here. Let's pull up the computer science 1010 syllabus this time, just for kicks. All right, so basically for both courses, there's a different course description. We're going to be using 2 programming environments. One is called MATLAB and the other one is Excel. You may be familiar with Excel, and if not, it's a fantastic program. My colleague, Tim Glatzer, who teaches a couple of other courses in computer science, said Excel is not the best program for anything, but it's the second best program for everything. And I think that's very apt. So Excel is part of the Microsoft Office suite. So it's readily available. People have it on almost every computer, and it's just a great program. MATLAB is a programming language that's put up by MathWorks, and it's available on the Northwest College lab computers. You can access it that way, or I'll show you today how to set up a free trial account and you can use it for a month. So we're going to use MATLAB first, and then for about a month, and then we'll go into Excel and we'll start using Excel. The textbook that we're going to use is called Spreadsheet Tools for Engineers using Excel, and it's available through our bookstore. I'll also put the most important pieces of it up on our website, on our Moodle page. So you probably would, it's probably a good idea for you to have this textbook, or if you have a friend, for the 2 of you to share a textbook. It's also available in an electronic format, so you don't have to get a hard copy. But I would definitely recommend that you have it. And if it's a problem, just let me know and we'll figure something else out. But it's a great textbook and it'll get you through everything you need to have in this course. So once again, the grading is a little bit different. For computer science 1010, the homework is going to be worth 30%. The lab assignments and programs will be worth 20%. Midterms and final each worth 25%. And for ES 1060, it's just 25, 25, 25, 25. So in other words, the homework is worth a little less for ES 1060, and the lab assignments are worth a little bit more for ES 1060. But basically, your overall grade will be based on those 4 elements, and 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 90 is a B, and so on. And the thing I would like you to know is I never, ever, ever round down. So if you have a 90.0, you will definitely get an A. If you have an 89.7, I may round it up. Just depends on how the other grades in the classes fall out. But I'll never round down. So when you get a 90.00, you're guaranteed an A. If you get an 89.6, you may get an A, an A minus, or a B plus, or even a B, just depending on how the other grades settle in. But you're always guaranteed that bottom line. All of your homework has to be scanned and submitted through Moodle. And we have a really short assignment this week, so you'll make sure that that works for you, that process, and I'll show it to you in just a moment. Make sure everything is neat and well organized. And it says on engineering comp paper or other quadro paper, that is not necessary in this class, especially for computer science majors. I just want to show you what I'm talking about. Engineering comp paper is like the standard thing that engineers use all the time. It looks like this. It's also just called the green paper. And if you wish to have some green paper, I have stacks of it and I'll put it outside my office. My office is SM126. You're welcome to come by and grab a bunch. And that's for the engineering students. You may want to do that for other classes as well. But at the end of every school year, I try to buy engineering comp paper and have it available to students because it's kind of expensive and it's also not readily available. It's not something you can get at Walmart. Well, sometimes you can get it at Walmart, but it's hard to say exactly the availability. So I order it from Amazon and then I just keep it. So you're welcome to come get some engineering comp paper anytime you want. All right, but everything has to be submitted through Moodle. The spreadsheets and MATLAB programs, which we're not going to get to for a couple of weeks, have to be submitted in a live format, meaning that they have to be in the form that I can pull them into the editor and evaluate them. So I don't want a flat file. So if you do an Excel spreadsheet, you want to save it as an XLS. There's a bunch of different extensions for the MATLAB programs, but in other words, don't take a picture of it and send it to me. I need to have it in that raw form so that I can put it in editor and evaluate it that way. All right. And then the other part is Northwest College has these universal syllabus information guidelines that update automatically. These have things like school policies, homework policies, attendance policies, how to withdraw from a course and that sort of thing. So if you click on that link, you'll get a lot of information there as well. All right, now one thing I wanted to add before we get started with what's going to happen for this week is right now I don't have a classroom scheduled for this course because it's a Zoom course, either synchronous or asynchronous. However, after today, I'm going to start recording my Zooms from classroom SM137. And I'll put this up on our Moodle page right now. But so if you wish to meet, you are welcome to come to SM137. And once again, it's just your choice. So if you never have to come, in other words, but if you wish to come, then I will be there and you can be in a class face-to-face with me while I'm recording this lecture. So totally up to you though. All right. So at this point, does anybody have any questions before I get started on our Moodle page a little bit? No questions? Well, all right, good. We'll move forward then. So I'm going to put my screen up again and we're going to take a look at the Moodle page. And I'll show you what's going on. All right, so once again, this is a combined page for Computer Science 1010 and ES 1060. I don't know if you have the combined page or if you have a separate page, but all of this material will be on there. So first of all, I'm going to, like I said, where it says right here, welcome to ES 1060 and Computer Science 1010. I'll move that up to the top of the page and I will add, if you wish to join me face-to-face, please meet me in SM137. Okay. And on any days that we're not having a face-to-face class, I'll send and once again, it's always your choice, but if I'm not going to be here, I will I will make sure to post that. Okay, one of the students asked me in the chat, can you tell us more about the exams? And the answer is yes. What the exams will be is just like a problem that you solve that would be done in a timed format. So my philosophy of teaching is that everything should work together toward the end game. So I don't ever really participate in busy work or give you anything extravagantly different than what we've done in class. I also have exams. There'll be an exam at midterm week, which is right before our fall break. And I'll post that date really soon, or that week. It's not just a week. It's or not just a date, it's a week. But we can do the exam together in class or make arrangements to Zoom with me at a different time. So the exam would be similar to a problem we would do in class. Generally speaking, I allow you to bring in a page of notes. So you could take in a sheet of paper like this. It has to be in your own handwriting. You can put anything on it that you wish to put on it, as long as it's in your own handwriting. And my preference is that we take it all at the same time, but sometimes that doesn't work for everybody. So I schedule times to be on Zoom with you individually or with other students, and you can take your test at that time. And that just happens twice a year. So once at midterm week and once at finals week. So middle of October and then middle of December. Okay. Good question. Any other questions about that? All right. All right. So let's take a look again at the Moodle page and we'll talk about what's going to happen this week. There are a couple of things that I wanted you to do. And the first is to introduce yourself. And one person already did. I wrote a short introduction. You don't have to share anything that you are not comfortable sharing. It's not that kind of an introduction. But basically, I want to know what your major is, whether you're in ES 1060 or Computer Science 1010, and what you hope for from this course. And also if there's anything else that you would like to share with us. Oh, and there's Joey. Joey did his as well. So we got 2 introductions already. So that's homework part number 1. The next part is, we're going to talk about this today, is how you access Excel and how you'll access MATLAB. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you can do that. But since some of you will be working from home, some of you will be working from the college, some of you may be working on a Mac, some of you may be working on a PC. I don't think that you will be able to do this from your phone, but I just want to know how you particularly will be accessing Excel. We have one more question. If you do not live in the area, will you do it on Zoom? The answer is absolutely. Yes, the exams are totally available on Zoom to those of you who don't live in the area. So for those of you that are taking this, especially, not limited to, but especially for the K-12 teachers, the class is set up to be 100% online. So I like to have some interaction with my students who are here, and I hope to interact with those of you who aren't here using Zoom, but there is no required synchronous component. So I have a synchronous component and you guys have an option of a synchronous component, but everything can be done asynchronously. So excellent questions. Very, very good questions. All right. And all right, good. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. So the final thing is for this submission, part of the assignment for how will you access Excel and how will you access MATLAB is so that you get used to how I submit things or how I like to have my assignments done. So anytime that you click on a button like this, one of my students said years ago in this class, the deal is submit for success. So in other words, every time you see the word submit, that means something you have to turn in. Okay, so most weeks there will be something to submit. But basically, what you'll do is when you click on that, it just says, how will you access Excel? How will you access MATLAB? And then it gives you a little bit of direction. This is a short answer assignment. 2 sentences is fine, but write me a Word file with a sentence explaining your access and then submit it through the Moodle button. So part of it is the actual, I want to make sure that you know how you're able to get Excel and you're able to get MATLAB. The other part is making sure that you know how to submit assignments. The other thing I wanted to add was I'm going to do a deadline for every assignment on Monday at midnight. So whatever we're working on the week, it will be due the following Monday at midnight. Now, the reason I've done that is because that will give you the weekend to work on things. You're certainly welcome to submit them earlier, but having the weekend to do it can be an advantage to students, especially those of you, I'm sure everybody's busy. So if you're busy, sometimes having the weekend to keep caught up on things is just a better way to do it. So if you, and I really do want to have the assignments submitted by the day that's given, the due date. So for example, here, Monday, August 28th, which will be this coming Monday, by midnight, or actually by 11:59 p.m. So if you play chicken with Moodle, it might not work out well. Excuse me. Pardon me. But if you end up having a situation where you have to turn in something late, please just talk to me and we'll work things out. I really want to have things all submitted at the same time or by this due date. The reason is it's easier for me to grade them that way and everybody gets their stuff back in a timely fashion. So I'm hopeful that will be the case, that you'll be able to do that. But if something comes up, something often comes up, or not often, but occasionally will come up. And I want to be really clear. It's not like you've blown your chance, you can't turn in the assignment. If something big comes up, just talk to me and we'll make sure to get it done. But having said that, there is a cutoff date for the assignment. So if you need to have an extension, please just talk to me and we'll work it out. All right, so now before we talk about the specifics of Excel and MATLAB, does anyone have any questions? There's a question. Will we be able to submit written assignments through Google Docs or just Word? Google Docs are super. Good question again. Google Docs work. PDFs work, except for, like I said, not flat files when we're doing the programming itself. But for documents like this, that's great. The only thing I cannot do, there's a format that people have who you have iPhones, and it's called an HEIC document. I cannot read those. So, and I don't know, I don't have a viewer, I guess is the thing. So if you have an iPhone, make sure that you don't take a picture of it and submit it as an HEIC. Make sure I can read a PDF, I can read a JPEG, but HEICs don't work. So excellent question. And all right, I guess that's it. Any other questions? All right, so now I'm going to scoot over to a blank, well, it's not really blank. My desktop is a mess, so please forgive me, but here is my desktop. And I have a background that's just an album that I kind of love. So there you go. But basically, if you're at Northwest College, and if you come down here to the Start button on your computer, you'll probably have an Excel button right here, which is, so if you were going to access it this way, you would say, I'm going to go through the Northwest College system, and when I hit the Start button, I have an Excel tab and I open it, and then I'm in Excel. That would be how you would access Excel. Okay, but your computer may be a different way, and I just want to know how you're going to do it. MATLAB has, yes, will MATLAB be able to run on Apple systems or only Windows? That is an excellent question. and I don't know the answer. So you're going to be able to let me know. I'm pretty sure it runs on all platforms, but you'll get to answer that question for me. So basically, if you are on a lab computer at Northwest College, there will be a tab that I do not have, but it's called MathWorks. Okay, so the way I access my free trial of MathWorks is I use Chrome, and then if in the URL I type in the word MathWorks, which is the company that sponsors MATLAB, I get to this. Now this is just for a visual. This little dealie here is what the MathWorks icon looks like. So if you are on a Northwest College computer, you'll see an icon that looks like that, and then you'll be able to access MATLAB through that tab. Now, what you'll do if you have to go through the just through a browser like I'm doing right now, you'll set up an account, which I already have done. And so I could sign out just to show you. But so if you don't have a MATLAB account, it's say Get MATLAB, and it will give you some options. And one of them is just to sign in. You use your email address, and then you'll create a password, and it will ask you some other questions, how you're going to use it and so forth. But basically, I have this, and you see, welcome to your free trial MATLAB. It says it's only a month. It says I have 29 days remaining on my trial. I've been using this trial for years, which I think might be because Northwest College has a subscription, but I have never had a problem. At that point, you could install MATLAB on your system, and then download for Windows. Let's find out. Let's answer Garrett's question. Download for Mac OS. There we go. Or you can have a Linux as well. So whatever your operating system is, download that version, and then you'll be then just have it so that you'll be able to pull up MATLAB. The reason that we're going to use MATLAB is MATLAB is a great language for using for a lot of engineering applications. So it's not necessarily a very general language, but the problems that we're going to be writing in this class will be very easy to solve using MATLAB. And it's just a really neat programming environment. The other thing that's really great about it is there is a tutorial program that is just absolutely fantastic. And so the tutorial program is really easy to use and teaches you a lot about it teaches you a lot about structured programming in a really nice, interactive, easy to follow way. All right. Oh, interesting. Okay. So only for Intel processors, not Silicon. Interesting. All right. So there's a problem for Garrett to solve. So, and if you need help, Garrett, just let me know and we'll figure it out together. So, so that's what we're going to be doing for this week. And like I said, we're not going to have a class on Friday or a lab. We're not going to have class on Friday for ES or for Computer Science 1010. So let me just share my screen again. Get this up and going. There we go. All right. So so we've gone through the syllabi. Oh, we've got lots of introductions. Excellent. I always look forward to reading those. So I'll look forward to getting to know you guys a little bit. So do your introduction before Monday, and then submit a little paper to me. Just 2 sentences is, at the least. If you have more to say, please do. But it doesn't have to be lengthy or, grammatically interesting or beautiful prose or anything like that. Just to let me know how you're going to access Excel and how you're going to access MATLAB. And then we'll meet again on Monday. And like I said, I'll be in SM137. I'll put that up on our website. So any of you that wish to meet with me face-to-face are very welcome to come. You don't have to, you're never obligated to come. It's exactly the same, whether you're here physically, whether you're here on Zoom, or whether you watch the recorded lecture and then interact with me outside of class. All right. So what other questions can I answer before I let you have your day back? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's been lovely to be here with you virtually. And I'm going to go ahead. You can go ahead and sign out. I'm going to go and I'm just going to stay in class for another 15 minutes or so, just in case anyone has any questions. If you want to stay on and ask me or talk to me at all, please do. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, and I'll look forward to seeing you on Monday. Have a great day.